with the reading of these few passages, I want to leave this thought with you, with all of us. Simply, let's show them something. Let's show them something. He says, you are the light of the world. Then he closed out by saying, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Let's show them something. This particular message today, I told you I couldn't really shake this particular verse. I was trying to really get clarity of thought and mind of what we were going to say when we stood up before you. And I knew that I spoke not too long ago from this verse. And, you know, when you're a preacher, you try not to repeat messages. There's nothing wrong with repeating a message. You know, we do it all the time. Some of y'all do it with your food. You cook one day, you warm it up the next day. It's called leftovers. And sometimes leftovers is better the next day than it was the first day you made it. When we come, and I don't mean we come, but just speaking as a whole, that when we come together as a people, as a group of believers to worship God, it's almost as if we make our coming together more of a show than an experience. And I'm so glad that I belong to this particular church, and I don't talk about anybody else's church, especially if I'm not a member there. I can't speak for no church that I'm not a member of. But I can appreciate the church that I belong to, because I believe with all my heart and mind that we come here at least with a purpose to touch God. I believe that we come here with a mind to try to leave differently than how we come. Whenever we get to the place that we come to church not looking for change, then we've come for the wrong reason. If you start coming to church to see who's here, you've come for the wrong reason. If you come to church to see who's going to preach, you really come for the wrong reason. If you come for any other reason than for God to work on you, then I think we've gathered for the wrong reason. But I really feel that this is a clarion call. I feel that this is God trying to shake us and wake us up. I believe the Lord is really trying to put back into our minds the purpose of our gathering, the purpose of our salvation. And I want to tell somebody that when God saved you, he saved you with purpose. Saved you with a reason. God is very strategic in his deliverance. He didn't deliver you so you can run around and brag, but he delivered you that you might be a testimony to somebody. He delivered you that you might be able to tell somebody, look what God has done. He delivered you so that you can be the book that people can read as you walk down the street. God, I feel God pushing on me. God has saved you and delivered you so that others who don't have no hope can look at you and say, if God can do it for you, he can do it for me. But the problem around that is that we don't have enough testimonies. We don't have enough people declaring who God is. We don't have enough people declaring that it was God that did it. It was God that turned it. Sometimes I feel like that the spirit of pride has risen up in our hearts and mind to the point that we think that we've saved ourselves. That we think that we have delivered ourselves. Could you just tell somebody, say, you didn't deliver yourself? Tell them, you didn't deliver yourself. It took a great big God to deliver you. It took a God of love, a God of purpose. It took a God of direct accord to stretch out his hand. Even when Jesus hung on the cross, it was purposeful. It was direct. Even when he allowed himself to get arrested, it was based on purpose. You know it was purpose, because Jesus said, when Jesus said, he said, no man taketh my life. He said, I lay it down. My God thought we got away with stuff. You ain't got away with nothing. It was the grace of God that kept you. It was the grace of God that kept you from being arrested. The grace of God that kept you, my God, from going to prison. The grace of God that brought you out. You know you should have been in the same asylum, should have lost your mind. My God, you should have committed suicide. And some of y'all tried to commit suicide, but God had a greater, y'all ain't helping me, had a greater purpose for your life. That's why you don't never let nobody remind you of all the hell and all the negative stuff that you've gone through as if you still there. My God, you use that bad boy as a testimony. Say, yeah, that's what I used to be. But have you seen me lately? Have you seen me in my church giving God glory? You saw me drinking a bottle, but y'all ain't helping me. You remember me when I was in the club, my God, doing what I was doing. But since then, oh, what a change that's come over my life. You ain't seen me in my church lifting up his name. You saw me drinking beer, but you ain't seen me drinking new wine in the household of God. Y'all ain't helping me right there. You ought to give somebody a high five and say, that's what I used to do. But now I'm a praiser. I'm a worshiper. I lift up his wonderful. That's why we say stuff like this. He picked me up. He turned me around. He placed my feet on solid